start game.
Nearly there, folks. Be patient. Right, I've got this thing spawned in. We're playing with Belle's 47 again. And I've just spawned it in and it's starting to snow. The idea is we are representing a rail tour that a specific locomotive that's not this one, oops, did in 2023. So I've not quite finished setting up yet, but we'll get there. Hopefully you can hear me. Just checking sounds and stuff at the moment. Looks all right. Yeah, looks all right. Okay. Hello, Chase to Fox, Rails of Illinois, you, Bert, Carter, Asher, Kuba, and C and Mark B. Let's get in and get this thing. I'm actually doing 2 streams today, so how do I get in? Whee! Can't jump. Yeah. There we go. Gotcha. Okay, let's sit in the chair and take this thing and put a path on it, because I did spawn in the timetable mode, which is not necessarily the smartest thing to do. I maybe should have done free roam, but that's okay. Let's see if we can get a path to Carlisle, because we're going over Shap is the grand plan. And actually I've got to see which Carlisle to set it to. Carlisle 3 I think I was going to. Where is Carlisle? It's back here somewhere. No? Back the other way? Is that Carlisle? That's Carlisle. That's what we want. Which one's platform 3? How do I tell? Oh, zoom in. That's how you tell, idiot. So this would be Carlisle platform 3. So we put a thing there and go bonk. Confirm. Wow. Okay, we have a path. We have signals. Very good. All right. Now, let's do some stuff. So this is a mod by Belle, or often goes as Bellephon Productions in YouTube, but Belle in Discord. And headlights, master key. I'm gonna go into forwards, probably, maybe. Seems like a plan. And must be switches I have to turn on over here somewhere, surely. Desk light? No, no. Tail lights? No. How do I turn headlights on? Are they up there? No. Ah, headlight. Bonk. There we go. One big switch. Alright, so we should be good to go. Straight brakes off. Oh, we haven't released you yet. Better release you. And wipey things. Wipey things? There's wipey things. I'll catch up with the chat in a minute. Let me just get this thing moving. Otherwise we'll be here forever. Still in park. Run. There we go. Yay! Okay, good. And was I supposed to open the doors? Ah, they're rail fans, who cares? Don't roll backwards. Go forwards. Good plan. So this is a mod by Belle that introduces the ScotRail livery. I was actually meant to play a new version of it, but the link I was given... That's got snow inside it. Yeah, link I was given decided to misbehave, so we're running this instead. It's the same one, it's just an earlier version of it. And I'm running 2 streams. We'll be running this one up to Carlisle, and then it was as close as I get anyway, and then we'll be swapping over to Mittens. Come on, go down a little bit. There we go. That's what we want. Just roll a bit as we cruise along. Catching up. Carter, no, I can't do a request today, mate. I've got stuff planned. Some days I can do requests and some days I can't. There's a little Pacer. Hello, Pacer. How are you doing? We are on West Coast Main Line North bit. It's like Dovetail did the down south and Just Trains did the ups north. There's a bit more north to do, of course, because Carlisle's not the end of the route, but all good things come in time. Alrighty, as we head out onto the main line proper. It's time to kick this thing in the guts a little bit. Let's try 3. .47 does sound nice on full bananas. Catching up with the chat. Hello, Taster Fox Rails. Train guy. Sound is fine. You think I'm a bit hoarse? Well, I did run a steam engine on Friday. That's where this came from too. In case you can't, if you could see it. Audio is all sound. Very good. See, nice pun. Well done. Psych. Hello to you too. Hello, Mark Moss. Rails is going to the auto show in Chicago tomorrow, and maybe Railfan TMR as well. Fair enough. What is a TMR? Oh, look at this bouncy thing. We're gonna get seasick. Bouncy, bouncy. I watched a stream the other day which I thought was relatively amusing, but it made sense. The bloke was actually filming from behind him, and it looked like he was sitting in front of all the screen and stuff, and it was like someone was standing behind him in the locomotive. I thought that was actually kind of cool. It's an interesting idea. I don't think I'll do it. It's an interesting idea. Wishka. We have no stops on this one. We're going straight through to Carlisle, and I'm hoping I make it in time because we have to swap to the second stream. Joe Eliminator, what time is it for me? It's 8:42 AM on Sunday morning. Just go to YouTube and see what time the other stream is supposed to be. Channel, I think the other one's 10:30, isn't it? I think. Something like that. Something like that. Trying to find it. Hunting, trying to find it. Oh, look at my channel. No, look at the wrong channel. Right, there we go. And yes, there's this one, and then we've got Mittens. Mittens is at 10:15. Okay, so we haven't got long to get to Carlisle. Tyler Hendricks, hello. Rail says it stands for tomorrow. Ah, strange, young people abbreviations. In my day, laddie, TMR would have stood for something. It's a lovely day here in England today as we head towards Scotland. Strangely, I have relatives in both countries. Some by birth and some by marriage. Are people still in love with this route? Since it's been out now, about 6 months maybe? Something like that. You still enjoying it? Too much Riz, asks Psych. No, the hole in my face came from the cab hose in the locomotive because Drive was using it to hose out his side of the cab because previous Drive had left it in a state, and new Drive was not happy with the state of his side of the office. The funny thing is, I'd actually cleaned it a bit. If he'd seen it when it was what it was like when I got the Loco, he would have been off his nut. He's not a clean freak, but he does like a tidy office. He does. And it wasn't. It was disgusting. Loco hadn't been used the day before, and it was just filthy. But anyway, I cleaned it all up, and he cleaned it up a bit more to his satisfaction, and when we were putting the cab hose away, he was rolling it up, and I had closed it, and it was dribbling a bit, and I thought I'd crank the valve a little bit more, and accidentally opened it a bit and got hosed in the face with it, which is water at about 260 degrees Celsius, but fortunately it was just the first part of the stuff that was in the nozzle, so it probably wasn't quite that hot, and it was only a very brief blast because he moved it very fast. What do we got coming here? What do we got? It's a bus and a whooshka. Ooh, neutral section. That's alright, we're fine. We're not powering anyway. We all good. We will power soon, as soon as I see the end of the neutral section. Or was that the end of the neutral section? Did I see the wrong sign? Dunno. We'll see. How are you, Tyler? You're very welcome, mate. Enjoy yourself. Feel free to chat. Syke says, it's a fine route, but with new releases, my favourite change. If I want to have an oldie, I have certain faves. Och, to you too, Uberk. I'm doing well. C says, still not getting this route, no intentions, yet still have not been on TSW, find myself in TSC4. That's alright. Nothing wrong with that. That neutral section must have gone by now, and I need some power. Nothing wrong with that at all, mate. There's actually quite a bit of new stuff coming out on TSC that I haven't seen anything that I really want to dive into, but there is new releases. The stuff that's been coming out, there's quite a bit of US same old from the usual pundits. And it's just the same stuff, re-skinned with the same bad locomotives on okay sort of routes. So it just doesn't pique my interest, so I haven't bothered. So this is a livery by, well, it's more than a livery actually, it's a mod of the Locomotive by Belle. Has some formations too. Let me just, oops, don't move around, mouse. Let me just find, I think. Now I don't know if it's actually released into this one yet. Maybe. Yeah, it does look like it's had an update. But let me just paste in. So it's an iteration of that pack. I'm not sure if that's got this locomotive in it yet though. Syke says, I keep hearing Penny Lane. He likes to keep his fire engine clean. It's a clean machine. Yeah, look, I have to admit, I prefer a clean locomotive. And as a fireman, if my floor's dirty, apart from the coal that's coming out through the chute, and I keep that contained, if my floor's dirty, it's dangerous. And there's nothing I hate more than taking a loco on from someone else and the floor's filthy. And there'd be oil and coal dust on it. It's just dangerous as, because you've got to stand there in a thing that's basically doing this all the time and not fall over and not fall in the bloody firebox or end up spread eagle on the backhead getting cooked. So yeah, I prefer a clean loco myself. This feels too fast for this curve, but it's okay. It says it's not. In fact, I can go faster, so I will. I think we need a window open, even though it's cold, because, you know, it's quiet. Ah, that's better. The grumble of the 47. So I've started a series of what country is best, because, you know, nothing brings in views like annoying country flags. And I've just done one which is out for the members only at the moment. It'll release to general consumption in a couple of days, which is Vectron versus AC 4400 CW and the British 66. Had a very clear winner. I think it was going to have a very clear winner right from the start. I wasn't all that surprised, to be honest, at which one won. And they all took a run up Mittenwald Barn, up one of the steepest parts. And it was basically who could get up there quickest. And in the first test runs I did, it was who could get up there at all. That was a bit interesting. So that one will come out for public consumption in a couple of days. If you remember, you can see it now. And I'm planning on doing some others, like who can do a standing start on a 3% grade with a 1,000-ton train, things like that. Who's got the best holding power? So maybe coming down Cajon Pass with different locomotives. Could be interesting. Who's got the fastest locomotive could be interesting. But what other kinds of things would you like to see? You just had your 20th birthday, Tyler. Happy birthday, mate. Congratulations in surviving your teenage years, because it's not actually a light achievement these days. I have unfortunately been involved where a teenage person didn't make it beyond their teenage years, and I have another one in the family now that's she's struggling a lot. And it's really sad, because she hasn't even made it to being a teenager yet, and she's really not good. I'm actually going to have her here next weekend. Give her parents a little bit of a break. There goes an 87 going flat stick. Another 87 with some freight. This is the thing I love about bunging into the timetable, is you just get yourself some free content to look at on the way. Whereas if you go free roam just as the sandbox, unless you set everything up, you have a very empty world. Just started to bring my speed down now for the slow zone. Hello, Fierce. How are you? Syke says, still a good idea to wear the seatbelt and obey the speed limit for another 10 years. That's generally a good idea to wear a seatbelt. Yeah, I'll go with that. Not overcharged, just running. Double yellow. Better bring the speed down a little bit more since I've got yellows. Maybe I caught something. The cold I've been struggling with for the last couple of weeks is finally starting to get a little bit better. As expected, the steam engine did a lot to kill it because it's so bloody hot. I should just sit in a really hot room, shouldn't I? That'll do it. I have actually got the heater on today, even though it's summer. It's like bloody 7 degrees or something stupid outside. It was 40 earlier in the week. Now it's 7. And I think we're down to about 17 in here. Still double yellows. So our speed's okay. Gratuitous bridge shot, kinda. Almost got it. There is the big castle up on there, with the big lord looking down going, "Guacamole. Peasants, bring me my dinner." Oh, that's kings, not lords, sorry. Sliding on through the station here. Cheeky 101 sitting over there in the siding. Don't we have to? Of course we have to. Here's me saying the cold's getting better and I start coughing. Let's put it there. Depth of field down a bit. Bit more focal point. Get that right. Get it right. Oh, I want the train in focus. Fine. I'm actually happy with that one. There we go. Done. Save and upload. And put up with the annoying message later. It's interesting that we're just cruising the yellows here. I was wondering when the annoying message was going to come. Yellows again, double yellows. Golden Ticket says, "Peekaboo, I see you." That's a TSD chat. Hope everyone had a good weekend so far. It's been pretty good so far for me. Lord Dapnut says that uphill race was a good video. Yeah, I thought it was cool to put all three side by side, so I've saved the configuration for that so I can do it again easily. Because it took me a little while to make that work. And the other thing I had to remember is it's handy because I'm not streaming in the shorts today, but on the days when I stream in the shorts, I've got a vertical panel, and I was using the vertical panel to make sure the center bit was kind of interesting. Do you know something I just realised when I saw that neutral zone sign is I powered off for a neutral zone before. I'm in a bloody diesel. I don't need to power off for neutral zones. What's going on there? What's up with this thing? Anyway. Syke says you could do a video shoving different trains from Elephant and Castle to Queen's Park and see which can keep the timetable closest. Could do things like that. That would have to be all English though, because it all needs to be 600 volts. Or is it 700 volts? Something like that. Uberk says crazy temp shifts. Syke says Earl of Sandwich. Ah yes, the man who said bring me my lunch. Get me some meat. Oh, wait, I don't want greasy hands. Put it in bread. And thus, the sandwich was born. And initially it was probably something he was shit-stirred about. It's like, oh, you sandwich? You're an idiot, mate. And then they would have gone, hey, hang on, this is actually pretty good. I don't get slimy hands anymore when I eat meat. Temp shifts for you, Burke? They are annoying, yes. Fierce asks, is this a scenario or a service? This is I spawned into the timetable, and the instructions from Belle were to spawn in at Preston in winter. So we're in January. At 11 AM, I put on the snow, because, you know, I think this route looks nice with snow on it. Walk over to platform 5, spawn the train there and set a destination for Carlisle platform 3, which is where we're going. It's a ScotRail 47.7 and 5 Mark 3s and a Mark 1 BG, and it's a real rerun of a rail tour that was done by 47712 in 2023. So that's what we're running with today. So it's really neither. So it's just a spawn and play thing. And we'll either get to Carlisle or we won't, because at 10:15 I have to swap to the other stream, which will be on Mittens. I've actually kind of forgotten what I was going to do on Mittens, but that's okay, I'll have notes somewhere. Transport Gaming East Anglia, hello to you too. Psych asks, could we do a members 4-up challenge? Of course we could. They are a little bit difficult to put together, but it's certainly achievable. The reason they're difficult to put together is because everybody's PC clock is different, or PlayStation or Xbox clock or whatever. And the clock is, because of the way Unreal works, and Unreal works in tick, 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 the time in the game is actually based on game ticks, not reality. And if your frame rate's suffering, your game ticks come less frequently. So your time goes slower on those machines. Now that's actually good for you in the game, because it means like you can keep up with the timetable even if you've got a potato. But it's not so good when you're putting videos together from machines that are of different specifications. So the approach, I've done a couple of them and put them together, and the approach I take is the same one that, I don't know if you remember Sam, Colonel Failure. It's the same approach he takes. And before I put my ones together, I did talk to him about how he did it. And what he does, he finds a point near the end of the run where everyone's clocks line up. And then he syncs at that point, and the start will be whatever the start is. And if you have to pad a little bit at the start until it starts, you do that. And the end will be whatever it is. And it sort of looks after itself that way. So I kind of like that. So you need to get everybody to put in some padding at the start and some padding at the end. Just leave it, go back to free roam and leave it sitting there. I keep wondering about those yellows in case I'm following something, but am I actually following someone, or am I just being paranoid? Don't really see anything. No. Oh, yes we are, look. We are following another train. 1S49. And it's going straight through, and it's running at 99 mile an hour, so I can probably speed up. How is it doing 99 miles an hour? Naughty AI, it's cheating. No wonder the AI can keep the timetable. The other challenge on 4-ups and 3-ups and things like that is just rendering the video. It's hard work for the PC, because they're all usually in different resolutions as well. Because you can't say to everybody, give me a 1080p or give me a 4K or whatever. You just got to put up with what they give you, because they give you what they can give you, basically. And you've just got to work with that and make that happen. Little rail workers back there. Oh, that reminds me, I promised to test something this weekend for Matt. You shall have to do that. I love the way the power lines draw in when you're looking at them. Yeah. Nice little house. Yeah. Country peace disturbed by the roar of a 47 flying through. If we can maintain the this sort of speed, we should be good enough to get to Carlisle in time for the other stream, because it would be nice to make it there, but if we don't make it there, I'll just quit out of one and go into the other one, because I don't want to leave people waiting. I can get you a link to the second one, I think. So that's a link to the second stream. Don't go there now. Don't go there now. It's not running yet. And that one will be on Mittens. Mittens with crocodiles. Maybe Mittens for crocodiles. And I'll have to look up my notes to see what I was doing. Oh, that's why he's doing 99 miles an hour. He's allowed to. Look at that. Well, we're only doing 95 and we're catching up with a train doing 99. Go figure. How does that happen? I haven't run this route since the last update, so it's actually performing quite well. The jerkiness of the camera when you hit a bridge. It's that moment camera bits went everywhere. Catching up with chat again. Golden Ticket says I'm probably going to try this out later. I love the interior, how it looks and how it sounds. The 47 is a nice machine, so it's the I think it's the Blackpool Branches 47 that's the base for the mod, so if you've got Blackpool you're all good. But yeah, it's a nice machine. Runs quite very nicely. Sounds nice. It's just polished. It's just the right level of grubby. I'd probably be cleaning it at that level, but you know, that's just me. What else would you do when you're cruising along here driving? You clean the locomotive. Clearly. There's nothing else to do. It's not as though you can sit here and drink beers or anything. Oh, hang on. This was a train to Scotland in the mid-80s. It might have been sitting here drinking beers, actually. C says, watching 10 likes, haven't already, please hit the button. Absolutely, please hit the like button. It's helpful to promote the video to other people. You never know, they might like it. They might hate it too. Syke says, I did the 2-hour freight collection scenario at Mittens barn. Was good. Ah, cool. Maybe we'll run that one. We'll see. Sam Style would be what I had in mind, and Jamie is on a potato. Yes. What's funny is Jamie upgraded his gaming PC to be the biggest and best and greatest, and it was still a potato. I remember when that happened. They all shit dirty. 0011 says, are you a partner or something with those who made Train Sim World? Would this help answer your question? I'm an ambassador for Dovetail Games, yes. I don't usually put that on when I'm running a mod though, because it's not one of theirs, and I don't want to give people the idea that it's available in the base game, because you can only have this if you can have mods, which means PC. So unfortunately at this stage console people can't have mods. Ooh, I think that train stopped somewhere. Let's go a bit of a hard brake on this one, I think. As I can see the double yellow coming up, but I can also see a red in the track monitor, which is very handy indeed. Just get it down to 50 until we see what that other signal's doing. Hubert says, I saw an AI Mitten World service with 6 BN wagons, top and tail, with a 111 and a crocodile. Do they work together? I haven't driven a set together, but yes, I've seen the AI together. I don't see why they... top and tail, I don't know, because I don't think it's got any kind of banking comms. It's probably just dragging the other locomotive. So if it's got enough power to drag the other locomotive, it's probably okay. If they're connected together, I think they work. But top and tail, I don't know, because the German locos don't have the magic thing called banking comm, where it pretends there's another driver in the rear locomotive and you're talking to him on the radio. Clearly that train's still in the platform in the station. Because we've got a red before the platform. So our rail fans are not important enough, obviously. What have we got coming here? It's like a little freight service. Oh, it's mixed. I like seeing mixeds. Ah, look at that. Yellows. Why aren't you revving up, train? Why for you not rev up? Oh. You probably want me to go to off because I had the brakes on. Alright, now I can rev up. I left it in throttle on and put the brakes on. It got mad. That's what you call a PEDCAC, a problem between the chair and the keyboard. Or in this case, the controller. Alrighty, they're getting a little further ahead of us now, so we can probably afford to pick up some more speed. Not much in the way of Gretas to see in the snowy day. They didn't look terribly well equipped for the snow, those people, did they? They'll be okay, surely. Fierce says, what am I testing? If you can't say it, then don't. Seeing as there a bug in a route's been released, then cool. It's not actually Train Sim World. It's something else. It's just something I promised I'd do. Psych Sue says, Keanu reads it. No clicky. Fierce says, are you going to see the turtle in the next one? We could do that, I suppose. Surely people know where that is by now. I just realised my controller cable's rubbing on the mic arm and probably going bump, 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 bump. So I've just moved it for you. Two should be safe out here. Full bananas because we are now starting the climb to Shap. Full bananas and snow with a half wetness, always a dangerous combination, but let's see how she goes. I only put on light snow because I wanted the snow effect, but I wanted you to be able to see it all as well. I didn't want to have a blizzard. Psych says, imagine you are trying to eat tuna salad or egg salad before the sandwich was invented. Yeah, that's like watching the 2-year-old across the road when he eats his yogurt. He doesn't believe in spoons, he uses his hands. But it works for him. He actually gets a remarkable amount of the yogurt in his face, I have to say. He doesn't get that much all over his face. He's quite good at it. Uberk says the top and tail Mittenwald service in question is E682 from Input Garnish. Garnish service splits into 2 services. I'll have a look at that then. 682. And the freight. I mean, Lucas is pretty clever. He knows what the game can and can't do, so he can make stuff happen that other people can't make happen. It's kind of funny how people get excited about Shap Summit, and you go, but the gradient never gets all that hard. And I think about my railway, which is 1 in 30 or 3%, and you think, it's a bit harder. Because the speed limit on my railway is 15 mile an hour, it's 2.6. And we'll be screaming along right on 15 mile an hour at the bottom of the grade, and within probably, I don't know, 200 metres or so into the gradient, you're down to about 11. And if your driver's good and you've got enough steam, that's where you'll stay for the rest of the trip, 11 to 12. If your driver's not good, or you don't have enough steam, you'll be sitting on 8 or 9 up the gradient. What do you do when you're out in the country and no one's around? Just pretend to be a police car. An old style one. The dispatcher's obviously gotten better over the years, because when free roam first came out, I wouldn't have been able to get a path to Carlisle following another train. Now I can, it's cool. Sykes says, can they just use remote control these days, or is a separate crew in every DP freight? On the American trains, oh look at that, a reward. I reckon I've given it more than that, but anyway. That's because I keep changing bills. Where was I going? What was I saying before I was really distracted by my reward? Oh yeah, DP freights. The American ones, the DPUs are actually controlled from the front locomotive. And they are controlled by radio, but the driver's doing it through his screen. And they're actually, they're quite clever in what they're doing. Because if you think about a route like Cajon Pass, you might have the front half of your train's gone over the top of the hill and is now heavily in braking going down the other side with full dynamics going on. Where in a DPU in the middle of the train, because don't forget these trains can be 4 or 5 miles long, and a DPU in the middle of the train and at the rear are probably still pumping along, still running in run 8. So they set up what they call fences, and as they run along the train, and they'll set the engines to be doing different things. And they have to, by experience, know, for example, when a loco's starting to get up near the summit, and they'll start throttling that one down and getting it ready to go into dynamics, and leave the other ones at the back still pushing. And while they're doing that, they have to think about all sorts of complex things like the stresses on the couplers and on the train itself. Because if you get that stuff wrong, you're going to break your train. Yep, I'm being naughty, clearly. Better slow this back down a little bit, just a bit. Not too much. There we go. We're all good now. We're happy and safe. Psych says Innsbruck looks like a nice place to visit. Yeah, it could be in reality. Nice mountains. I'm not a ski person by any means, but I appreciate the view. I was quite happy a few years ago. We went to New Zealand South Island, just prior to COVID actually, and it was our last overseas trip for a while until Tokyo. But went there and I so wanted to see the Remarkables, the mountain range covered in snow, and the weather kept saying it was going to snow on the mountains, but it didn't. And we were there for 10 days. And on the last day there it did, and I raced down to the lake in the morning to do my photos. And I got the exact photos that I wanted to get. The whole point of the trip, in my mind, apart from the fact it was some fun with the family, but the whole point of the trip was to get those photos, and I did get them, so I was happy. I was feeling a little bit sad up till that point because I didn't have them. Yeah, right, back on the Wonder Juice. Now here's the question to you guys. Would you actually be able to see the stone walls, or should they have snow on them? I mean, maybe they stay warm enough in the sun that they would melt the snow off them. I don't know. I guess they've got snow on top, don't they? Just not much on the sides. As we cruise through the white wilderness. Hubert says, oh, I see now, the Panto on the Crocodile is down. It's just like being pulled by the 111, but it's a heavy train for the 111. The 111's quite powerful. It's quite an impressive locomotive. I thought about using it in my my 3-up challenge. And then I thought, no, I want to use the Vectron. Because it's the Vectron, you have to. Syke says, I guess one Panto for one loco, you'd need the Crocodile to put up power it. The Crocodiles always start with the Panto down. What would be interesting to see what happens is if you put that Panto up even, if you went down the back and actually put it up and started the loco up, would it drive as an AI then? Or is the AI just stupid and it's just not putting the pantograph up but it's pretending? That would be possible. I've seen the AIs do that before. Another neutral zone I can safely ignore. Big turbos wind down. Faint suspicion the train stopped again. So that's a nice touch there with the little vans. You gotta like that. Congratulations being smoke-free for a month now, see? That's really good. Well done. Syke says, sounds like some fun with math and charts. A couple of breaks when. Yeah, pretty much. It's just an ongoing game for them that they have to juggle in their heads. Michael, hello. Just got home from being at the office today. That's cool. The sky's starting to look a little threatening, isn't it? That doesn't look like light clouds to me. That train seems to be getting out in front again, so we can go back on the Wonder Juice. juice that when you feed it to an engine makes it all happen. And we have to, because I'm not getting over this hill if I'm not powering. Ooh, we're in the weeds. Bashes into the wall. That's quite an interesting camera angle, just be following the walls like this. There we go, we'll just leave it here for the rest of the stream. That'll be fine, won't it? Alright, it's probably driving people nuts. It's like there's a drone that's immune to bushes flying along beside us. So for those who have just joined, we are running Bellefon's Productions, or Belle's ScotRail livery. We're replicating the run of a railfan trip that was in 2023. And we are following another train up Shap. But we're going hard anyway, because we have to, or we're not going to get over. Snow was my idea. Thought it looked nice. Little farm gates. Remember when I fired on Talathin and we'd be coming down the line and they'd go, "Gate closed, driver." "Gate closed, fireman." And you get a little bit further down the line, "Gate open, driver." "Gate open, fireman." They start slowing down. Sure enough, we catch up with some sheep and we do the next couple of miles at sheep speed, which isn't very fast, because they're just running along in front of the train. Just out the cruise along the rails. Thea says they should have snow on the walls. Yeah, I kind of thought so, because it would sort of build up on them, wouldn't it? I guess if it had just started snowing, maybe not. But yeah, I would think so. And they do melt in the sun. It's cool. How's work going, Michael? Did I miss a question from Melbourne Train Guy? No, I don't see it. I do have live chat turned on. Just dragging your butt out of bed on this Sunday morning. I did that a little while ago, mate. I woke up at 6:30 and I watched Hentis for a little while. It's another ambassador. I've actually got his stream still going. There you look. Yeah, it helps him out having another viewer, even if I'm not watching it. Melbourne Train Guy says the smoking part is starting to quit. Michael says, I have added a new role with my job, and I am a part JOHSC, which is why I was at the office today. So, you're doing safety stuff now. Lucky you. Some stuff preparing to load at the loader you can't get to over there. It's a weird one, though. They put in a siding to load stuff, and they put in a loader to load stuff, but the siding doesn't go under the loader. Alright. Just Trains Transport. Or is that one just trucks? Surely that's just trucks, yeah? Must be. It's parked on the side of the road there. I've actually never noticed that there before. I wonder if it's always there or if it's a bit dynamic. Interesting thought. Another little set of sidings over here. I don't think they're used in anything, but they're there. The only thing I was disappointed about this route was the paths. Because I did actually want to do my freight challenge over Shap, but I ended up using Mittens because I couldn't get anybody else's locomotives to run, because I couldn't get, like, you could get electric locos. So the Germany 25 kVA ones were willing to run on this 27 kVA line, but I couldn't put anything long enough in because the paths are all from passenger platforms and they're all short. Oh dear, being naughty. That's not like me at all. Being naughty, doing 100 mile an hour in a 95 zone, heading for an 80 zone? No, that wouldn't be me at all. No. She'll be right, mate. Be all good. My other half, Christine, showed me a video yesterday of an Aussie reviewing a barbecue, and he was certainly putting on the Aussie. Pretty much every Australian colloquialism or slang came out in that 3-minute video, and it's like, ease up, mate. Going a bit hard on the hawker. C says, Melbourne, after seeing my brother in intensive care, that made me want to better myself. I didn't set a date, just cut down drastically, and then randomly woke up and thought, I'm quitting today, and here I am. That is awesome, C. Kudos to you for managing to pull it off. It is not an easy thing. So give yourself a pat on the back every day that you're not smoking. And you're right, it's good for you. It's good for your partner, and it's good for your baby. Melbourne Train Guy says, too much for YouTube chat, but I understand the kind of wake-up call if you'd call it that. No, Melbourne Train Guy, it's okay for a YouTube chat. It really is. Because it's physical health and mental health are things that are very much worth talking about. It doesn't worry me if you start talking about them on a train stream. If you feel the need, please do it. Health is not something that males are good at. We always put it off. It's like, nah, this should be alright, don't worry about it. And 10 days later you're dead. So, you know, chat away, please. It's sad to have to put the brakes on just before you get to 100 zone, but sometimes you have to. Otherwise that song will play. It's a little bit naughty. And we know what kind of videos that's usually on, don't we? It's not trains. Oh, the Train Guy asks, are the coaches modified as well? I believe they are. So it's all part of the pack. I was kind of hoping Belle would be here to talk through the mod, but not available, clearly. It's not a good time for that individual, world-wise, sleep-wise. Sykes says it depends on wind. I assume we're talking about snow on the walls. It probably does. Michael says, yes, it's lots of fun having an extra role in the company. Just don't become that safety guy, Michael. Because, you know, safety should be about practicality and being purposeful to keep people safe. Don't slip into the safety is about getting everything absolutely 100% right to the book, because that doesn't work on site. And you've got to be careful to not become that safety guy that gets in the way of the work. Because people can work safely. You just got to let them. I'm saying don't sweat the small stuff. Call out the big stuff. "20 miles to Carlisle, and we're doing okay on time, so we probably will actually make it. That might even give me a couple of minutes between the streams to set up the next one. Maybe. I shouldn't speak too soon though, should I? Because, you know, that train might stop somewhere and then we end up screwed. And I kind of thought I'd deliberately do 2 streams, because I was thinking people who want to watch Mitten World Barn might not want to watch this one. And they wouldn't know when Mitten World Barn had started, so they might not watch it all. So I thought, well, I'll do 2 streams. And if people want to change over to the stream and come over to the other one, very welcome, because there's always the risk that people won't come over, but, you know, that's life. Ooh, double yellows. Better keep the brakes on then. Another 87 romping along in the snow. See you soon, Fierce. Be funny if you'd come back in the time before I saw your chat, because I know I'm not keeping up with the chat too well. Michael says, you being naughty, that's definitely not you. No, I'm never naughty. Not at all. I'm careful to be not naughty on the real railway, but on the pretend ones, whatever. I was actually chatting with a new volunteer on the railway yesterday, and he said something that I thought was quite cool. Not only does he watch this channel, he's never chatted, maybe he's here today, who knows, but he's never chatted, but he said, you actually convinced me to join up. And I thought, cool. And he says, you're right, it's fun. So he's joined up, starting as a new volunteer. It can be a bit hard when you're a new volunteer, because it's like going to a party when you don't know anybody, because everybody's having a good time, but you've got to break in somehow. And lots of people are welcoming on the railway. I always try to be. I saw a whole bunch of new volunteers on Friday when I was there doing their initial induction and walked through the railway. And I actually made a point of getting off the loco and going to talk to them about being a fireman. So it's good to see them. It's always good to welcome the new people, but I know not everybody gets welcomed like that. And sometimes new people are seen as being a little bit in the way because they don't know anything yet. And it's important to not see them like that. It's important to see them as people that need to learn. And as the people who are there, and I've always been grateful to the people who have spent time giving me their knowledge and giving me help over the years, and I've been there a very long time, that I always try and make a point of doing the same thing for other people. Because it is important. Syke says, isn't there some commercial with the slogan, is Australian for beer? Yes, there is that slogan, and no, it's not. It's piss. It's not good beer at all. Welcome, C. Melbourne Train Guy says, I struggled with addiction to opioids after a back. I just worst 10 years of my life, but it's 5 years sober back in January, so smoking is the last thing to work out. No, it's good, Melbourne train guy. Well done. That can be a hard one to knock. And generally these days, the only way you get hard opioids is after a significant surgery, because they're close to banned. They're not banned, but they're close to it. Very hard to get. And that's why they really screw people up. Melbourne train guy, I say maybe too much, so I tend to overshare. No, it's fine, mate. Mental health and physical health are always good things to talk about. And sharing success stories is good too, because you never know when there's someone watching who's going through the same thing you did and thinking they can't do anything about it. And then they hear a success story from someone who's gone the hard yards and they've done it. And they go, maybe I can too. And the answer is they probably can. They just haven't figured that out yet. Psych says Belle is on the phone. Could be. Michael said it's all about making work safer and better for the others. Yep. That is a good attitude for it. Given that other train some space, so hopefully I can speed up again now. I must look these locos up actually, because the whining sound you hear doesn't sound like a turbo, it sounds like a roots blower. C says, Melbourne, I'm always a message away, and always be proud of yourself and celebrate how far you've come. I'm proud of you, keep going. Indeed will. Melbourne train guy says, thanks brother, I also wanted to make it clear I wasn't saying for you not to share. No, good. Hubert says, it sounds like rough years, Melbourne, better years is ahead of you. Indeed. C says, Melbourne, don't stress it, understood, but keep pushing yourself, you've come so far, there's always a rainbow after the storm. And it's got unicorns in it, because you know what rainbows are, they're unicorn farts. Who said that? Is that me? It's actually funny, whenever I get a project at work interfacing systems that seems relatively impossible to interface them because they're so different, I always call it the interface, the unicorn. We're up to Unicorn 9. And I often go to meetings and they go, oh god, it's Pavani's unicorn again. Yep. That'd be me. Haha, you're stuck at a signal. Hey, that was him. That was him. He did that. He honked. Huh. Who knew they did that? It's actually one of the reasons that I do volunteer on the railway is mental health. It's good for you. So last week was a bit of a challenge on the work front. And I wasn't feeling that good about a few things. Chatted with my boss about it, so I knew there was no dramas, but after Friday on the loco, it just clears your head and you're good to go again. Because it's such a totally different thing. And my job is about really long-term rewards. There's not really much of a short game. You're playing a really long game, and it could be years before you actually see the fruition of something that you designed can be completed. Even if you release it iteratively, it's still a long time before it's finished. And that lack of response or lack of immediate reward for your brain's not good for it. And it's something that everybody in the computer industry goes through. But jumping on the locomotive, the reward when you're doing a good job is instant. The first thing you do when you're leaving Belgrave is slide down a fairly steep hill. I use the word slide figuratively rather than literally. And then you cross the Trestle Bridge, and then you've got 6 miles of uphill. It's not a very heavy gradient. It's what is it, about 1 in 50 or something like that, so it's not a huge one, but it's 6 miles, and if you're not ready for that, you're dead. But the reward you get when you ride into Menzies Creek and your fires drop, so it's not going to blow off going down the other side from the station, or you can sit in the station like we did for an hour yesterday waiting for our next service with the engine nice and quiet, just ticking away to itself. It's just a good feeling to know you've done a good job. And the guy I was out with is well known for being fairly picky. And he and I get on well. And he just kept looking over and he'd look at the pressure and he'd look at the fire and he'd look at the water and just go, I've got nothing to say. That's good. That's a good reward from him. And at the end of the day, he'd go, it's good today. It's really good. Syke says the hazing must be a peach. Look, it used to be. It used to be really, really bad. And when I first started on the railway, I actually fell in with the OK group, just out of luck. And it's mostly, I think, because I worked on the outskirts of lots of stuff, so they kind of knew me. And when I cracked into locomotives eventually, when did I first? I think probably about 2008 I qualified as a diesel fireman, so that's basically a button pusher. But yeah, I was okay going through the ranks of locomotive. Even when I was, the first time I trained to be a steam fireman, when I dropped out of it, it wasn't because I was getting picked on. It was just me that I didn't bother finishing that. But that used to be really bad. But today, those people have gone, and they've all been weeded out. So now there are good opportunities for people. Lord Dampnut says a lot of places gatekeep. Yeah, there's another railway that's really close to me. I won't name them, but they are very close to my house. Like, listen, 15 minutes away basically, and I'd quite happily go and give them a day a month, but they gatekeep. And I've tried to open the gate twice, and I was wholeheartedly rejected both times, and it's like, I'm not going again. And then I hear them complaining that they haven't got any volunteers, and I go, well, I know why. I've even told a couple of other people that are working in there that share, and they're on the same railway I'm on. I go, yeah, this is what happened. This is why I'm not volunteering there. And they go, well, that shouldn't happen. I go, well, it's up to you to do something about it. It's not me as a new person that needs to do something about that. That's you as existing people need to do something about that. Melbourne Train Guy says the worst part was getting back into work after so long being a dumbass, and now the dental work for the obvious repairs. Dental work. I kind of sadly ignore my teeth. One of these days they're all just going to fall out. And then I'll get fake ones. We are actually going to make it on time and have a little break between the streams, which is cool. So I can try and spawn in some more of these locos when we get to Carlisle and show you some of the other ones as well, because there's a few. C says, so true, hearing someone doing could be the inspiration that someone needed to read or hear to motivate them. Exactly. Psych says I can do some psychoeducation on the stages of change. Yeah, change is a difficult thing for people to deal with. It's kind of like grief. It's difficult. And yes, the AI do seem to honk now, at least on this route. I know the Class 20 does as well. It honks when signals change. I've heard it do it a few times. I think the AI honk on Mittenwald Barn too, but you rarely hear them because you're in an opposing train. C says, I'm glad I brought this subject up because us lads need to know it's okay not to be okay, and hearing stories is inspiring. Never be ashamed for getting help. We all need it sometimes. Absolutely. Melbourne Train Gear says, I feel kind of weird if I'm being honest. Still hold a lot of shame about that time. You shouldn't. Ooh, that was a bit evil on the frame rate back there. You shouldn't feel ashamed of it. You shouldn't even feel ashamed of it when you're stuck in it. But that's what a lot of people do, and that's why they don't feel help, don't seek help. There's an 08 and some bendy tanker cars. Just occurred to me, if that train's going into platform 3, we could be sitting a little while waiting for it to come out. I may have to delete it. Melbourne Train Guy, now you know it's a little bit more about me and maybe as weird as I am. We're all weird. Michael says, companies nowadays will not tolerate that attitude anymore. Look, you say that, and they say that, yes, they all say that, but then you look at people like Elon Musk, and that's exactly what he does. And when your leader does things like that, the culture in that organisation's going to be bad, no matter what. C says, no shame, no regrets. It's made you who you are today. You're brave and strong enough to make a change, and that you're bloody proud of yourself. Never shame. Exactly. Richie, hello. How are you? Welcome along. Melbourne Train Guy says, I've had 3 visits to the dental hospital. I have 1 more visit and then denture fitting, and Josh is back to new. Should have gotten the extended warranty. That's a problem with bodies, isn't it? We wear them out. And sometimes they go a bit early because of what we do to them. That building looks like someone dropped a train on it. Oh, it's straightened out now. It must have been a loading issue. That little shed over there, it was bent like the carriages are in the middle. We've almost made it into Carlisle. Almost. A up indeed, Richie. Or A up, isn't it? I remember that from my trip to Manchester when someone I know just comes up and goes, A up. And I kind of learnt that was hello. What's up, mate? What are we, what's in our way? Oh, look, there's a train sitting in the platform that we want to go into. So it is going to nick off at some point. There's a little 101 set over there. Let's go and find out how long that one's going to be. We'll sneak up. Oops, we shall sneak up on the 8 camera. and go and look at this train in platform 3. It's probably that one, I think. Let's just see if we can see when this one's due out, and if it's not due out for a while, we'll delete it. So it's going 12:22. Oh, it's about to go. So we'll go, let's watch it leave. We'll go and bring ours in. So any moment now, we should see the doors shut. Let's just make sure this one agrees as well. It seems to. Tick, tick, tick goes the 87. Well, it's certainly got an AI in it, and the headlights are on, so that's looking promising. We should see the doors shut in a moment. Fear says, I'm back. What have I missed? You missed a bunch of blokes talking about mental health and physical health. And a train ride. There we go. It's getting ready to go. Bit of a guard's whistle. Driver's still thinking about it, though. Driver's doing what drivers do, just ignoring the guard. Going, nah, don't care. Oh, the doors are open again. What's going on there? That's weird. Or was the whistle? No, we saw the doors closed, didn't we? There's something else coming in round here. You can hear it. There we go. It's an 87 coming in. Maybe that's what they were waiting for. That one to clear the line. Bad Guy says, hello. I'm doing okay, Bad Guy. Giverk says, we are weird. We are unique. This is true. C says exactly that. Richie says, that's it. Yep. And hello to Michael. Fear says, is this the next, after this is the next stream still? Will it still be on? Yes. 10:15 is the next one, so it's in about 18 minutes time, or 17 minutes time, really. This train's meant to have left, but it hasn't. I'm just wondering if it's turned into some other service. Let's go check the screen out. 12:25. It's changed into a different service. What the? What happened there? It was due out at 12:22, the doors closed, and then they opened again, and it's turned into 12:25. This is just British Rail. It's just magically turned into another service. Ah, well, we can wait 30 seconds for it to leave. We've got time. Owen Train Guy says they added extra services to the West Coast Main Line for 8th Gen. Has anyone played it on 8th Gen after the update? I've tried it on the Xbox S, which is not 8th Gen, and it's still okay. I am going to do a video soon. It's on my list. Of, I want to do a 3-up side by side. I'm going to run the same train on it, and it'll be a detailed route, either this one or Mittens, where the scenery's good, so we can see the actual differences between a PC. Looks like we're going to go again. PC, Xbox X, Xbox S. Yay! She's clearly got the hands-free train. It's too far away to hear mine. We should see it appear in a moment, though. Maybe. It's probably further too far away, isn't it? Remote driving. I'm going to sit here till it comes in. Oh, I can hear another 47 somewhere. Where is it? It's not mine because it's idling. In fact, mine's going to be idling now too. Maybe it is mine. Let's try honk. No, it's not mine. Mine should be coming into the platform any second now. Here it comes. And naturally it's going too fast. Don't actually know how fast it's going, but it's blowing up a snow plume. I think I better put lots of brakes on and we're going to spad this. Maybe we're going to spad this anyway. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, close. Objective complete. Alrighty, that's pretty good. So we've been here on the ScotRail Express. Let's just whip down here. And let's just... Oh, actually, hang on. One, E, and get out of the train. Now we'll get down here. Spawn a new train. Because there's a few other ones. I think that's the right one. Is that the right one? Yeah, it's another one of them. That one shouldn't have the plows on it though, but it does. That's weird. Let's chuck out another one. That one? That's the one formation I just used. That one. Liveries. No, I haven't made any formations for it. But anyway, that's it for this one. So we will finish up this one here. I'll just go through the rest of the chat. Red Arrow says, what is this mod? Let me paste it in for you. It's Belle's 47/7 reskin pack. So it's representing the /7. And it's using the 47.4 to represent the /7. Actually, that one didn't have the changes on it, did it? No, it hasn't got the one with the red things on the front. Yeah. Hang on a tick. There's another one with red things. It's not that one. That one? That one? Maybe it's that one. Maybe I'm just doing something dumb. No, you won't let me put it there. What about there? No? No. I've made the great dispatch guide angry. I'm not going to put the other one up. But there's another one with red things on the front. With little connectors. But that's life. Anyway, that's that mod. And Richie Rail says that was Jenny. Bad Guy says, I think the one on the Mac does that too. It's the one I use mostly. Can't remember the name of it. And there's so many different softwares with video editing. I use Kdenlive for video editing. So it's a little bit of a mind bender to get to know it. But once you get to know it, it's really, really good. And the best thing is it's free. It's open source. So it'll be free forever. Bad Guy says, just throw everything out the back door. Hopefully it'll stop you. Oh, it did. It stopped all right. I've been closer to red signals before. That's not too bad to stop. That's like, what have we got? We've got half a loco length before we would have spatted then. Let's come out of the spawn thing because that's not going to happen. And Richie Rail says, I go between Kdenlive and CapCut PC, both adding good for adding multiple scenes. I've stuck with Kdenlive now that I've learnt it because I can make it do some really cool things. It's like that intro video of mine. That's all done with Kdenlive, all of the cuts and everything that make the graphics work and the animations and everything. It's all Kdenlive. Fierce says, next one now, it'll be in about 10 minutes time. Gilbert, thanks for the stream, thank you. And Bad Guy says, that's make it bad, yeah. Look, Macs, people say Macs are good. I actually had an iMac. I had a high-end iMac that I inherited from a friend of mine who passed away. And to be honest, it had all the video editing software and everything else on it, and it was slower than running it on the PC. Heaps slower. Well, you're not my train leaving, because I'm sitting here annoying the dispatcher just by existing. And I'm trying to break the game again, that's not unusual. Fierce says, I'm currently editing on the video pad. It's not for people who can't understand it. It's paid software. Yeah, there's lots of different software for video editing, and you'll settle on the one that you like and the one that's comfortable for you. And once you've settled, yeah, good on you. It's all good. Anyway, I'll be back in about 9 minutes' time. This gives me a chance to go off and do the kinds of things that people need to do, like fill up my cup of tea. Honest, that's all I'm going to do. And we'll be back for Mittens and Crocodiles very, very shortly. So thanks very much for watching this stream. We will see you shortly on the next one. Let me just grab you a link for the next one, because it's been a while since I shared it, just in case you don't have notifications turned on, because not everybody does, which is cool. And I'll see people again in about 9 minutes anymore. Bad Guy says, although I'm saying that about a Mac, I don't use any Apple products anymore since Steve Jobs died. Their products have gone downhill. I actually think their products are still okay. I'm not a fan of walled garden stuff, but you know, the products are decent. But they aren't the fastest for the money, that's for sure. Alrighty, see you folks soon enough. Hey, your cat still works.